Hey, Lakeway friends and family, Pastor Mike here with a little bit of midweek motivation for you. It's interesting how culture shapes our perception. If I were to say the word coach, what comes to mind? Now, the average person in the USA would probably say someone who trains a team, leads a team, or is a motivator like these people behind me. But in England, where I originate, most people would probably respond that it's a type of bus, what we would call a tour bus in the USA. Or they might say that it's a train carriage on a train. Now, oddly, as different as those definitions may seem to be, they actually have the same root. They mean the same thing. A coach helps you to get from where you are to where you want to be. The word train has the same kind of twisted connotation. A coach is someone who trains you to get you from here to there. A coach on a train moves you from here to there. So if you want to get from here to there physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, or bodily, you need to train with a coach, or you need to train with a coach. So let me ask you a question. When it comes to transformation and meeting your God-centered goals, do you have a coach? And are you on the train? We all need a life coach. We all need to train. It's actually biblical. Training and coaching are part of the Christian life. Luke 6:40 says, students are not greater than their teacher, aka coach. But the student who is fully trained, there's your training, will become like the teacher, like a coach. 2 Timothy 3:16 says, all scripture is God-breathed and is useful for teaching, aka coaching, rebuking, correcting, and training in righteousness. 1 Timothy 4:7 says, train yourself to be godly. Whether you're part of the Transform campaign or you're just simply looking to get closer to God, you need a coach and you need to train. Hebrews 10:24 and 25 says, let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works. And let us not neglect our meeting together as some people do, but encourage one another, especially now that the day of his return is drawing near. I love this passage of scripture. Let us think of ways to motivate one another. This is intentional. This is coaching and being coached. I motivate you, you motivate me. I am charged to think about ways to motivate you. You're charged to think about ways to motivate me. For what reason? Toward acts of love and good works. Now, if you help someone meet their goals, that's an act of love. Or if someone helps you meet your goals, that's a good work. And it goes on to say, and don't give up meeting together. Be intentional about your meeting together, but encourage one another. Christianity is a team sport, and every good team is coached. So let me ask you again, who is your coach and who are you coaching? We all need a motivator and we all need an encourager, someone to help us stay true to our God-given goals. And we all need to be an encourager. Why? Because God said so. We're on the downhill side of Transformed, and each week we've been challenged to make a 3-month goal. A spiritual goal, a physical goal, a mental goal, an emotional goal, a relational goal. This week, a financial goal. Now I want you to think about that. We didn't set a bunch of 3-month goals for all of these different areas of our lives on week 1. We set one each week. It progressed. And I doubt that you're going to meet all of those goals in a progressive succession of weekly increments. It's just not realistic. And for me, that's not the purpose of Transformed. The purpose of Transformed is to make you aware of each of these areas in your life and to make you think about what God is doing in those areas. And then set God-given goals for each area. Now, you might not reach all of these goals in a 3-month increment. That doesn't matter. And I keep saying this and I'll keep on saying it. Don't give up on your goals. Transformation is not a destination, it's a journey. And the purpose of this campaign was to get you on the train, to get you on the coach. These goals are not destinations. That might be a part of it for some of them, but it's so much more than that. It's about aligning our lives with God's agenda for our lives. Let me say that again. Transformation is about aligning our lives with God's agenda for our lives. Now, here's what I want you to think about. During the campaign, I've encouraged everyone to be involved in a small group. And our small group participation has been absolutely phenomenal. I'm proud of you all. But in a couple of weeks, the campaign is going to end. And some of the groups might continue and some may not. But transformation must continue. So at this stage in the Transform campaign, I'm going to ask and encourage everyone to transition to the next phase. Well, what's the next phase of Transform? Get a coach and be a coach, preferably in groups of 3. If you've not already done it, you need to identify 2 or 3 people who will continue the journey with you. And then you sit down together and you come up with a plan to stay on the train, to stay on the coach, and to be a coach. And I want you to take this passage of scripture from Hebrews and pull it apart. So there's your first assignment. Hebrews 10:24-25. Let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works. And let us not neglect our meeting together, as some people do, but encourage one another, especially now that the day of his return is drawing near. Transformation's not over. Transformation is just beginning. You know what? I've really enjoyed it, and I hope you have enjoyed it too. Hey, this Sunday, we're going to talk about slaying the giants. We've all got giants in our lives, those things that have got in the way, that cause fear, that just seem to be so big. This Sunday, we're going to talk about how to slay those giants. So I'm looking forward to it. Hey, say hello. Give us a thumbs up, like us, make a comment, share the video. Let's get that word out there. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the weekend. I love you all. Bye-bye.